It's on project development activities, I may have talked about some of these, but what we want to do is do a little more due diligence on the toll milling option. So when we looked at toll milling, we had some metallurgical projections based on our current net testing. What we want to do is take some circuits of potential toll milling targets and do testing. So we've applied for the Critical Minerals Innovation Fund funding to help us out with that. We should hear about it any time. And we want to evaluate pre-concentration. So anytime you're doing toll milling, what you'd like to do is eliminate as much waste as you can and leave that site. Some ore sorting pre-concentration could help with that. So we'd like to do that testing. We do want to rapidly advance a technical study for a standalone mill option. And what that would allow Clean Air Metals, we could be the regional processor for PGE feed. Because northwestern Ontario is a fertile area for copper, nickel, PGE assets, and there's a few even on this on Highway 527 that we could look at. So we want to advance that technical study as quickly as possible. We're going to continue permitting efforts, and as I mentioned, for advanced exploration, get the closure planning done. We are going to start early design work for access road and power infrastructure, and we've engaged our First Nation communities for input in terms of the location of the road, the location of the power line, and that's just a starting point in our minds about the collaboration and meaningful participation in the project development by the local community. So we're excited about that. And then on the exploration phase, I did talk about the escape down plunge. We have a program planned. We're going to do a little more detailed MT geophysics to improve upon the targets we do have. And then we have a 2,500 meter drill program covering, parts of that 2.5 kilometer strike. So really trying to prove up a little more of that scale. And then of the second priority, we do have additional ballroom structures at current that we could follow up on, and maybe potentially a few at escape. The two intrusions are sister intrusions. They behave very similarly, so there's always that chance we could expand ballrooms at escape. Really quickly, the 24-month outlook for the project, and I won't get into it in too much detail, but the darker blue is really around advanced exploration and some of the work we want to do in 2026. Ultimately culminating, we believe, in the designation and having permits in hand in early the first half 2027 if all goes well. And then the lighter blue, that's more the project development. We're going to do, as I mentioned, the MET testing and the technical study. We're going on parallel paths here. We're going to develop this toll milling option and see how far we can take it, and maybe we can get to a definitive toll milling agreement. But alternatively, we're going to do a technical study for standalone mill options and some of the infrastructure. And in the end, looking to make a decision on the path in 2027 and then continue on with detailed design and permitting of that selected option. So thank you.